Setting up over here in the spring. This is a spring that empties into the river. Not a very big one, but I'm standing right here on a culvert that the spring runs through. A little road. And right here's some otter scat. This is one of those kind of places that they always use. You know, they always look for those places where they feel safe, where they're surrounded by water. And so I know that the toilet's here, and there's a lot of places that they're going down. They've got one little trail where they're going down right here. They've got another one where they're coming through right here and going through. And you can pretty well plainly see where they're coming out of the water down there. So what I did is just blind set an MV650 on a drowner. You can see it right there. It's just under maybe an inch of water, and it's just slightly offset to one side. And I took this rock and put it in to where it kind of narrows the trail down just a little bit more so that they come through I want to. And then also, it's really hard to see, but I've brushed in right in the middle of this trail. I have a 155 sitting right here in this trail, and it's really brushed in well. It's right in that trail. And then the other thing that I've got set in here is on this side there's a trail coming through, and it's running through this really thick brush. It's a really good trail, but it's hard to see. I didn't move hardly a thing with the exception of some grass. This is all sitting this way. And so I bedded a 155 down in there with some of my homemade stands. So we're going to check those and see what happens. On down the stream here, I'm going to be looking for places where it narrows down real tight, where I can put in a 330 and really choke them down to that. I'll show you those sets. I'm setting on some muskrat dens here. You can see right here this really nice, well-used run. Really well. These muskrat dens are easy to see because they're always shallow, and they always end up caving in like this, you know. This used to be a solid bank, and now it's all caved in, and you can see where the holes where they're caving in. So this is a nice, well-used rat den, and I'm going to set it up real quick like here. And these are always really easy to set. And you don't have to have something for them to swim under, but it's always nice if you do. All I have here is I've got a colony trap. I just make sure my doors are facing down so they can fall down behind them. Ooh, soft mud. I'm just gonna drop this thing right down in the run. They're used to swimming under these sticks, so they're gonna swim right in to my door. And that's it. That trap is set. Nice and easy. If you're having a hard time finding your runs, you know, like maybe it's a little deeper, stir up some mud. Stir up some mud anywhere. And if you look here, you can already see it happening. That mud is settling right down into that run. And you know, you stir up the mud in the area where their den is at, and you come back 5 minutes later, and that you'll just have a nice little cloud sitting right in the run. So that makes it easy. I'm also going to put one here because there's a hole that comes out from over here, and I do think that they're probably still using it. So I'm just going to take this other colony trap. Ain't deep enough. Okay. Ooh. So that's that. It's not perfect. I wish it was sitting just a touch deeper, but when they come out of their den, they'll get caught. I don't think that there's many rats here at all, just because I don't have a lot of sign. I'll probably catch a couple. My uncle don't want them here though, so we're gonna catch them out. So I'm setting up right here at the top of this big spring. I'm right here where this small spring is draining into it. And I've kind of stomped a lot of the sign out, but right over here you can see a track from an otter. And you can see a lot of scratching over there where they've been doing something. I'm not really sure what it is they were doing, but I had tracks right inside my boot prints from the other day when I was here scouting. And this is a really big area. There's a lot of area that they can cover where they can cross over right here. So what I did was laid just a couple of sticks at an angle to funnel them down to right here at this point where all the tracks were going already, basically. So I'm going to set up just a blind set right here to kind of catch them coming through, and I'll throw a drowner out there. Okay. Ooh. So I'm setting this trap in such a way where I can catch them going either way. You know, I want to catch them coming down, and I want to catch them coming across. So all I'm going to do, I've created kind of an area right here that they can go through. I'm picturing their body going through about right here. So I'm just going to bed this trap slightly offset, not very much. And that's it, it's in. Now, since there's so much sign here already, that needs to set just a hair deeper. There we go. And since there's so much sign here already, we're also going to put in just a dirt hole set right here. So I have a whole bunch of sign up here at the top of this spring, around the top edge of that, tracks everywhere. I know they're spending time. Down here, I have the whistle where the toilet's at. So I can say 100% that otters are coming through here somewhere. And what I have right here is a really tight, narrow channel. It's beautiful. It's exactly the kind of location that I look for. These are magic spots for otters. And if there's beavers in the area, it'll work for them too. So I have an H stand here that I'm going to use. Right here is about the tightest spot in the channel. Like so. Missouri changed their laws this year to where our only the rivets of our traps have to be underwater. So I no longer have to worry about submerging my trap. Used to, this is a location where I wouldn't set, simply for the fact that you know, my trap had to be submerged. Push her down as far as I can. So here we go. My rivets are submerged, but I screwed up. My H stand is a little crooked in the channel. Okay. Okay. I just push my springs down. Now, I'm just going to take a bunch of this wet grass right here from the bank. Just kind of blend her in a little bit. Better take my latches off. There we go. Okay. What I'm also going to do is just pile a bunch of brush and such on the sides to make that just a little less inviting. And so that's that. This is a really tight pinch point. This is probably the best spot that I have set so far. I was down here by the river scouting for bobcat sign, and I come up here and I was walking through here, and you see I've got like a little point that sticks out right here, which is a good spot for what I'm about to show you. Oh yeah, it's right next to my bucket. Here's a huge pile of otter shit. I mean, just huge. And there's more of it through here. There's one. I saw several of them through here. What this is a high water bank den. See, the river's way up. It's out in the field in places. So they're coming up and using this as a temporary den. And you know, I don't know how long they're going to be here. It's probably not going to be very long. So I'm going to try to capitalize on them being here. Now there's several good places here that I can set and have a good amount of certainty. Right there's a little flat spot that I know they're stepping on. Right here on this tuft of grass I can tell. And then right here is another nice, really nice flat spot where I can tell they're stepping a lot. So I'm going to set up and just blind set right there in that spot. No bait or nothing, just a normal blind set, and I'll be done and on my way. Let's go ahead and get started here. My trap of choice today is actually just a Victor number 2 square jaw. It has a shock spring on it. Now I want to leave this area looking as much like it is right now as possible. So I'll show you kind of what I'm looking at there. Well, that happens. It startles you more than it hurts. So right over here is where that hole's at, where I bedded the trap on that trail coming out of the water. That's a great location. I'm right here, just right basically at the corner, or at a corner, where the river is coming up into this drainage ditch. And I'm walking through here. I was just looking for more sign. There's several holes along this bank, but the other holes are all full of water, which is good for me. And I came through right here, and here's just a beautiful trail coming out of the water. And I kind of got to looking, I'm looking for places to set a trap. There's several. I tell you, if I could sit a 220 right here underneath this, I would absolutely do that. That would be the perfect trap for this spot right here. They're used to going underneath this. They would run right into it, not know any different. But it's not legal in Missouri. I'm not going to go there. So, as far as footholds are concerned, I have several places. Right there's a good one. Right here's a really tight point that's just beautiful that I could set. Another spot right here. And then right here's some otter turds, which is good stuff. That's what I'm looking for. And there's another one right there. I didn't see it. So, there's no doubt that the otters are going between this log and this clump of grass. So I am for sure going to bed a trap right here in the middle of this. I'm going to bed actually a Bridger dogless trap in this one, because with this log and stuff, they're going to have more leverage to pull out of, like one of the Victor number 2s. And I don't want a nice otter popping the jaw on one of those. So I'm going to set a Bridger dogless trap here. I'm going to set it exactly the same way as the one I showed you yesterday over there. I'm going to bed it right in the trail, and we're going to see what happens. But this is a good trail right here. You can tell they're really going through there a lot. A couple of piles of scat tells me that they're using this some. So there's probably more trails up here through here. I'm going to look for more trails coming out of the water and to see if I can find a place. I'm also going to look under this brush and see if I can find maybe a really nice heavy spot that they're going underneath some stuff that maybe I can throw a 155 in that I can hit them in. That's not an ideal otter trap, and generally I don't recommend using that for otters, but it can be done, and I'm going to try it. If I educate them on a 155, I'll just get rid of those and go to foothold traps, and they won't know any better. So we'll keep going. All right, so the water just went down a couple of days ago. I left my stand sitting right here in the channel, but I pulled my trap up because I didn't want my trap getting washed away. I was pretty confident in my stand staying there, and it did. I got lucky. So I came back yesterday. I reset this trap just yesterday, and I've got what looks to be an otter. Yeah, baby. He ain't huge. But that's an otter. Beautiful little thing. It's an average size otter. I'm gonna dry my boots out. I'll come back and reset this in the exact same spot.